this is Sophie from Prospology. I hope you're doing well. I thought I'd make a quick video about my first ever experience working at an advertising agency as a freelance copywriter. And I was specializing in the healthcare space. So these are the first things that came to mind and the most memorable from my own experience. The first was that there were a lot of creative people everywhere. I don't think I've ever been in an environment with that many people like me, in the sense that the energy and the conversations and the intellect and the just overall quality of people around me was really high. I felt like I could easily connect with people. We had a lot in common. I felt like people were more easily on the same page as me. I felt like I really fit in, and I loved it. I really loved the collaborative aspect of it. Everywhere I went, there were really interesting creative people. That was definitely one of my favorite things about that experience. The second thing that comes to mind is how fluctuating my schedule actually was. So if we were working on a pitch or something that required immediate attention and it was all hands on deck and we had to work really hard to get everything done by a certain deadline, then it would definitely be busier, and sometimes there wouldn't be that much time in between being asked to do something and having to produce something. Having said that, it fluctuated a lot. So sometimes there would be a lot going on, and then sometimes I would be waiting on feedback or waiting on further instruction for quite some time. So I had time to work on other things that I wanted to do, or just connect with people, soak up the overall experience, take a break, whatever it was that I wanted to. But it did fluctuate a lot, and it was fairly unpredictable. Number 3 is that there were a lot of meetings, and you never really knew when the meetings would be happening. They would try to plan them ahead, obviously, especially if they wanted to have quite a few people all together in the same room. And if the client was coming in, then it would be more of a fixed type of scheduling approach. However, often meetings would get moved around, or there would be very last minute meetings that were planned and people could access each other's schedules, so they could book in meetings or request meetings, and there did seem to be a lot of meetings. Number 4 is the company culture. I was working at an agency that had a really great culture, and I really felt like I could enjoy my time there when I had the time to, when I wasn't busy with work. But there would be a lot of social gatherings and events and just freebies and bonuses and just things that, made it more enjoyable to work there. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And then number 5, which I've briefly touched on already, was how easy it was to collaborate with people. It was really nice to be able to just get up and walk over to somebody's desk and ask for their input on something, or ask, hey, have you seen a paper on this, or who would I speak to about that? And it was just really nice and very encouraged that we would do that. And it was at this particular agency, there was a lot of open desk space, and people could freely move around and interact however they needed to. So I really liked the collaboration aspect of it. And I also liked that we would be partnered up or put into groups when we were working on things, which I find is better for coming up with ideas and just putting things out there that you might not otherwise want to say or use. Something that you might not want to present in a meeting, but you want to have a discussion with somebody outside of that. It's really, really great for that. So yeah, those were the 5 things that stood out to me as being the most memorable of my first experience working at an agency. I'd love to know what your experience was like, or if you're apprehensive about getting your first agency contract. Do reach out. We can have a chat about it in a direct message or in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts.